So I have this website full of knitting pattern generators, and I like to say in every video that it's a pattern generator, so you need some measurements and a gauge swatch, and it'll generate a pattern for you so you can make a garment for any sized person with any kind of yarn or any knitting machine. But I haven't actually tested this. I have the sock pattern. It's the first pattern I ever drafted, and I know that it works for different sized people because I've used it to make socks as gifts for friends and family, but I've never tried it on a different kind of machine. Now that I have a bulky machine, I can try it. So I haven't found a bulky sock yarn, so I'm going to use 2 strands of Patons Kroy sock yarn. These are in the colors Muslin and Brown Rose Marl, and 2 of these together should be enough to make a bulky sock. These will make like slipper socks if they come out right. So let's get started. Put your ribber in half pitch to make casting on easier. The pattern generator for this sock video is available on my website, but I'll be using my own measurements in this video. Cast on 18 stitches on each bed in waste yarn. My machine is currently disassembled because I'm working on a YAB support for the 270. Forgive my janky row counter. You want this to be circular waste yarn. Switch to your main tension and your main yarn and knit 2 rows. Then switch to a slightly tighter tension for the cuff and the heel. We're going to knit to row count 40. Drop the bottom bed 1 click, pull off the weight, and pull the live stitches up through the center. Trace 1 stitch down to line up the cuff, and then rehang the live stitches back on the bed. This can be a little tricky on the ribber. Bring the bottom bed up, turn the tension back up for these next 2 rows. And then back down for the rest of the cuff and the heel. Knit to row count 60. It can be hard to hang weights at this point. I usually just pull down on the sock. Drop the bottom bed down a click, switch out the main sinker plate, cancel circular knitting, and put your carriage into hold position. We're going to short row the heel. Bring a needle out into hold, knit 1 row, wrap the needle, bring another needle out into hold, and then repeat until there are 4 needles on each side. Hang claw weights in the pocket of the heel as you go. Then we're going to start pushing the needles back in. Swap back to the connecting arm, bring the bottom bed back up, switch to your main tension, switch back to circular knitting, reset the row counter, and then knit to row count 100. We're going to shape the toe in 2 steps. Decrease 1 stitch on each bed on each side. and then knit 4 rows. You're going to do this 3 times. Then we're going to do the same thing, decrease 1 stitch each bed on each side, and then knit 2 rows. Repeat this 3 times. Cut a long tail to close the toe and then take it off on waste yarn. There's your sock. Pull the waste yarn off the cuff so you can get to the inside, and then close the toe with a Kitchener stitch. Pull off the waste yarn and weave in the ends, and you're done. Here are my socks washed and blocked. Here are my bulky slipper socks. These are going to be nice and comfy when it gets cold, and I can wear them over another pair of socks. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you have any questions or requests, leave them in the comments below. Happy knitting!